Hello, and welcome to another Rang Rouge unit of the Reek. And today we are taking a look at the MiG-25RBF bomber plane for the East Germans. So the MiG-25 was a interceptor plane developed by the Soviet Union during the mid-60s, and it officially entered into service in 1970. Essentially, the Soviets wanted an interceptor, a plane that could fly really fast to shoot down other planes, not precisely to dogfight, to shoot down U-2 spy planes or B-52 bombers that could penetrate Soviet airspace. And so they developed a big plane with big engines to do that role, and the MiG-25 was the answer. It could go a whopping Mach 2.8, which is very fast. It's 3,500 kilometers per hour, so it could catch up to these planes. Now the interesting part, though, is the Western reaction, or NATO's reaction to the aircraft. Because you see, American airplanes, they'd fly over and satellite imagery would take pictures of Soviet air bases, and they see these new experimental MiG-25 planes, the Foxbat, yeah, they called it. And they saw that it had massive rings. And so because this plane has massive rings and massive engines, it must be a really advanced dogfighter, and that none of the NATO planes could effectively shoot it down. And because of this, the Americans and other nations, or mainly the Americans, put into production the F-15 Eagle to combat the MiG-25. But it wasn't until 1976 where a defective Soviet pilot landed in Japan with a MiG-25, and Americans got a hand on it, and they realized, oh, it's not really a dogfighter, it's just a very fast interceptor. It could not maneuver well, and there's also a bunch of other problems, such as the avionics not being great and some of the welding with the materials being rather dodgy. In game though, the MiG-25RBF is a 140 point bomber plane, even though it's just going on for 2 minutes, yet it's an interceptor with one weapon available to it. And that weapon being 500 kilogram bombs, 8 of them to be exact, with range ground of 3.5 kilometers, 15% accuracy, 15 HE, and while the rate of fire doesn't really matter, to be honest. You're just going to drop him all at once, and it's a lot of bombs. That's 4,000 kilograms of kablooey right there. And if you can't kill something with 4,000 kilograms of kablooey, well, your hope is lost at that point. And if we pop it down to its miscellaneous stats, it's got no armor because it's a plane, 10 HP, 30% ECM, very good anti-tank, and a speed of a maximum 1,000 kilometers an hour, a turn radius of 400, a time over target of 195 seconds, type restricted to rail, it can pretty much be brought up in any deck, year restricted 91, and it's a prototype. In battle, the MiG-25RBF is, well, it's a heavy bomber. It drops a lot of bombs, 4,000 kilograms, as we said before. Now, you may be thinking, well, it's the Su-24M, the Soviet counterpart, which drops pretty much double the amount of bombs, that's just almost 7,500 kilograms worth. But the MiG-25, and what makes this a good plane, and why I like it quite a lot, is that it's actually survivable. It's fast, it has good ECM, and that's what really matters. It is a bit more expensive, of course, compared to the Su-24, but that 10 points for that extra survivability goes a long way. And that's what makes it a pretty damn good plane. It's not just a bomber plane that you have to have air superiority, or you're just going to throw away after it gets, you know, shot down because it can't evade missiles. No, this one can survive for quite a bit during constant bombing runs. It's a very good unit for your Eastern Bloc decks if you just need a town or forest completely vaporized from view. And yeah, it's a cool plane. It's a very good use of the MiG-25. It's a survivable heavy bomber. And I'm going to leave it off. Yeah, it's been another Rang Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.